Hello and welcome to the next episode, or rather part 2. We have survived the 2 massive battles in Earth orbit, and we got a lot of exotics out of it, total of 120. Actually it's a bit more because some ship construction actually started. And now I'm going to focus back on Mars here. So we are going to take the last remaining 4 stations, or rather mining bases, from the aliens here. And then we are also going to colonize the other parts as soon as we have any kind of nanofactory available. And all of those basically follow the same template, which is this one. So we do have 6 layer defense arrays, tier 2 fusion reactor arrays, and only the most important tier 3 modules, which is the colony mining complex, of course, the nanofactoring complex, and then the command center. And actually, is that enough from one nanofactory? It doesn't tell us how much it produces, actually, right? It doesn't say here anywhere. I think it does in the research when you research it, but it doesn't tell you here how much money it produces. Doesn't matter. And then, of course, the agriculture complex and the command center here, and 1 tier 3 fusion reactor array, and then 2 small nanofactories as well. I forgot about that one. So that's basically our template that we are doing per base here. We are overwriting whatever the servants had there when we take the base, and we are going to build even more for the other, even more bases here. What we're also going to do is afterwards, but for that we probably want the main fleet again. Oh no, we took out the station, right? Yeah, we did that already. So when these ones are done, we're also going for Deimos and Phobos here. Take out the mining bases there. I'm not sure if I want to actually keep them, but this is water and volatile. That's decent. And this one as well. Yeah, probably we just keep them, just for the fun. Even if we lose them later because of some alien ship or whatever, it doesn't matter. We take them. We have them. We do have the capacity for this. We are only at 22 or 43. And we get 90 mission control from the modules that we have under construction, and 70 for our ships that are under construction, plus all the mission control we get from Earth. And we are currently at 500 already, which is massive.
For next mission.
And we saw that we have still like 200 capacity alone in India, even almost 300, and we could still boost up economy score and so on. So there is still a lot of potential here. China, of course, is also not even close to maxing out. This could also still improve knowledge and economy. Both of them are important for the mission control, so that will be used later. And European Union will also be maxed out eventually, and then we can also go into probably funding here to get us more cash if necessary. But yeah, the Earth game is more or less over. We are also in a research department. We are just doing stuff like future tech energy here because it gives us 30 days of investment points when it's done. So that's useful. This one here gives us a new mining capacity, so we can have 1 more without paying mission control for it. That's not really worth it, but it's okay. Everything speeds us up a tiny bit. And now we have 122 exotics here. That will be enough for basically 20 ships. So that's a full fleet. That's a full Saturn or Jupiter or whatever fleet. Of course, that will take a long time to construct, even though we do now have 12 shipyards here and then potentially 3 more on Mars, as soon as I go into the spaceworks there as well. But Mars isn't safe yet. So Mars is still problematic, to say the least. And so yeah, also it doesn't make sense to have too many shipyards, because then they will run idle and cost us way too much money. So eventually we will run out of exotics again. That's why I asked myself if I want to fly behind that alien fleet which is running away. But there's another fleet flying to Mars. We are going to take it out, and then probably other fleets will start flying around again as soon as we move out from Earth again. So let's see what will happen. I'm going to probably wait until February, and then I'm going to send the Mars fleet to Mars. I'm going to shift around the officers, as I mentioned earlier. and focus on taking over the remnants here. So let's continue and let's see where we end up in a few months when everything is consolidating further. Well, we have reached an interesting point. So in 2094 we got the Greenland Melt Accelerates event, which is pushing up the global sea level by 120 centimeters in one go.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
So that's a massive impact. So we are currently here at 100 billion GDP. No, it's 100 trillion. It's 100,000 billion. So yeah, 100 trillion GDP or something. I'm not sure. And let's see what happens. Constant threat of severe flooding reduces the GDP around the globe as whole areas are abandoned to the waters. Whoa, whoa, 15k. That did hurt. That did hurt. Theoretically, it should also be visible from space now. So, for example, no, Greenland is here. Do we see anything here? A bit. It's no longer that wide as it usually is. And probably we can see here in Bangladesh, which is one of these downlying regions. Nah, it's also not changing. But I thought the UI here of the world is changing a bit from this impact.
By the numbers.
So we are now at 226 centimeters above normal. Ay, ay, ay. That's a lot. A lot of water. And meanwhile, we are doing nicely on Mars. We defeated the alien fleet which was flying there. Our Mars fleet is sitting there currently. Our incomes have gone up significantly, but we do have a little bit of a shortage currently to keep shipbuilding going. And also we still don't have a lot of water available. Furthermore though, which is probably more important, is that we now have the first not nanofactory, but the upgrade of that, so that we can actually make tier 3 stations here on Mars. So we are going to do this, and I have a template here, which means 1.1k metal, so we can wait for this. And soon all Mars spaces are taken. That's our goal here, of course. Still one more day. And then the ship started. Yeah, that's a problem currently. Yes, I have to micromanage this. But basically, we do have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the one that I just started left, which I'm going to set up for additional income. And for example, the Takao base, which we just did, the incomes are not super great, but they scale up with the mining modifiers that we currently have. So they are not terrible, but they are attractive enough for us to do them. And we do have the mission control to support them. We do have a little bit of a money problem, which is still related to all the construction that is ongoing. So when everything finished, we probably have enough money. However, we are running short in like 10 months.
Cleaning things up.
And so what I did in between now is I pushed everything into funding here, just to get our incomes up a bit. Even if it's just a few hundred, that would already help. So India, China and European Union are pushing into funding now to save our budget. Well, we have reached a point that we are going to get out of Mars and go on the offensive here now. And we have to pick a target. So what's currently happening, I have taken over everything on Mars. Everything is under construction or finished already. Our incomes, as we can see here, are now really, really nice. Especially the water income is now very critical. And actually we are now lacking noble metals. That's why I have sent out 5 marine frigates here, which are going for specialized asteroids for noble metals, which I'm going to take over from Initiative, Resistance and Servants. And also there is a fleet flying towards Mars here, which is all the ships that have finished in between. which I'm going to strengthen the fleet en masse, and then we are going to pick a target. What's also happening is that en masse we are currently constructing a marine fleet. We already have 200 strength there. Another 200 is under construction here, so 4 frigates are under construction. Also a lot of ships are under construction here, so because we now had the resources for this, and now we are out of nobles again. So that's going to be the next bottleneck that we have to face again. And so I'm going to merge up there, and now the big question is, what do we want to fight? Because the aliens are not moving at all, because they are scared. And we could target, of course, one of their main bases, which is probably like this one here. This one is actually decent. Maybe we go after Aspasia here. Aspasia, not Aspasia. So they have a handful of bases here in the asteroid belt. And where's the other one? Okay, where's the other? So this one. No, that's yeah, the UI is already bugging out here a bit. Because the fleet is too large. So that's not good. I'm not sure how we can fix that. Here's one. No, that didn't work as we saw it now. So that's not working at all anymore. That's resistance. Yeah, I think I have to restart because the UI is bugged now. But we can do the inner asteroid belt here. Maybe that helps. No, that doesn't help either. But see then low Lutetia orbit. So maybe we can find that. It's somewhere in the asteroid belt though. So do we see it? I don't see it right now. There's Patroclus. That's also a base. Here, there's also fleets here. So Patroclus will be a target that's also weak. But I think I'm going to fly to what we just saw. So from here, because it's also relatively close by. Here, Aspasia. And what's that? Aha! There's also something here. Okay, so that's also relatively close to Mars. And the Aspasia, maybe the other one is actually further out, because they have a base in the Trojans of Jupiter, I think. They have one here. No, that's Saturn. That's Jupiter here, and so Trojans are the trailing asteroids behind them, or in front of the planet. There was something, wasn't there? Maybe that's... No, it's not Patroclus here. Okay, apparently not. I was mistaken. Or maybe it's this one, which I saw earlier at some point. In that Saturn and not Jupiter. But I have no idea where the other now is. So we are going to find them eventually. But I probably have to restart to fix the UI again. Aspasia again. Something over there. Patroclus, we saw that as well. Doesn't look like there is another base here in the asteroid belt for now. But I'm sure there was. I mean, here's this one. So 3 bases there at least, minimum, which we're going to take out. We are starting with Aspasia. The plan is that I'm going to use probably 30 of my upgraded ships. I think, yeah, 30 is a good amount. And then we fly there. We also need the Marines for this to work. So that's something we have to do. And that should be enough to take out whatever they are throwing at us. And of course, first step, Jupiter, the asteroid belt, then we fly to Jupiter. What I already can say here is that we are not going to bother that much with... One second.
We'll turn down the heat.
We're not going to bother that much with mining on Jupiter here at this point. Maybe a little bit, but not focused with very expensive mining modules, because we want to now just start defeating fleets. So we are just going to carve out their stuff, which means we just get one station for repairs, for example, in Jupiter. But of course, we are going to start with the asteroids first. Okay, so confirm. Let's get to the... Yeah, more mining is getting finished here.
I think
So let's merge the fleet up. So let's finish our Marines, and then we fly there.
offering counsel.
Do we actually need the Marines right now? I think we can just wait for the fleet to arrive, and we are going to send the Marines afterwards. That should be totally fine. We just need one station with a supply dock so that we can refuel. We can't repair Marines on a supply dock, so we need a shipyard or a space dock. Yeah, I think we're going to make one station there in the asteroids that we are going to attack just for repair reasons. But we could also bring that many Marines that can do multiple stations, so that's a question I have to think about. I mean, we don't need to invade the mining base right away. We can just be happy with taking out the fleet and the station, and then either we wait for a repair there with the station, or we just fly forward and take the next one out depending on damages. So yeah, we just take all the fleet that's
Lending
going
my expertise
there. Okay, so let me prepare this, and then let's see where we cut this episode. Okay, we have merged up our fleet at Mars with the best ships we got, and now we are going to fly to Aspasia. By the way, I found Lutetia, which is the main shipyard. There are around 200 ships there. We are not going to fight them first. We want, hopefully they will break a fleet out of this. Can we please go here now? Can you? Why is that not working as I wanted? So I want to send you there. What? I have to click here, okay. So we're going into high orbit because then we can make a station there. And hopefully that will bait the fleets here, because that's still a lot of firepower, as you can see here. There are 10 large ship classes, and that's 4 Titans in the mothership and a few battleships and a lot of cruisers and a lot of these Dark Wanderers that we already know. Also some Dark Graves, which we know. So that's not going to be super easy. Especially this mothership, which has, yes, a lot of mech on it. So that's not going to be an easy fight. That will require some micro. We're going to high orbit here. We're also going with like 5 weeks, like this. Yeah, 5 weeks is perfect. Because there is the eventuality that we have to fly back to Mars immediately. And purely because they are sending a massive fleet to Mars as soon as we fly away again. So that is a possibility. But we are going to try it. With around 600 left in the tank, we can, in the worst case, immediately jet back. Within 3 weeks or something. So we're going to do this, and let's see what happens. Because
Things are
else,
stabilizing.
that's going to be the fight for the next episode.
Increasingly with us.
They're already starting to merge up here. No, they're flying away. They're flying away. They're running away. They're scared. Yeah, now the big fleet is left here. Interesting. So fast. Yeah, okay, so you are going to take over that head for me. Confirm them. Yeah, that was easy. We're just going to upgrade this and then continue from there. Construction module, we don't need a construction module here. So you can get me a fusion pilot. There we go. we are going to take these spaces here for extra income. And yeah, regarding Earth, that's might be maybe worth mentioning here. So on Earth, the initiative has finally won the war against the African Union. And then half a year later, or a few months later, they actually merged. So the Arabic Union is gone. And now they also merged the Sahel into it, also Angola. I'm not sure what they're doing next, but they're trying to get the South African Federation apparently. So that's going to be their next target here now. They also got the Central African Cooperative already. So initiative is going super state here, which is quite interesting. Never seen the AI actually do this, but they can apparently. So initiative is very greedy here. And they are actually the strongest faction on Earth now. So if we see here, we can see that... Oh, come on, why is that AI... No, not AI, the UI bugging again. So what we can see here is that the initiative is 840 control points, which is even larger than we are there. And resistance is down to 130 because they only have a remnants of USA. Servants basically have nothing. They also got purged by the initiative quite hard. And Protectorate is also basically non-existent, and Academy as well. So it's more or less me and the initiative. And I try to find an agent from them all the time. Because I want to talk to them. So maybe this one. We are not going to... Actually, we are just going to bother them even further. Or do we want to...
Taking them down.
No. We are not going to infiltrate them and try to get a spy. It's not worth it anymore. It might be worth it with the initiative. But yeah. They are working on everything here, which is quite interesting. Okay, so when do we arrive? Offensive action arrives on 22nd of June, so that's this mission phase.
They'll stay loyal to the cause.
And so we're going to see the...
I will help them.
The fight on the next episode here, because I'm going to make a cut here. Why is that highlighted now? Oh, because of the mission control now. Okay, so we are slowly surpassing our mining capacity here. Oh yes, we found an initiative. The lack of recording.
Public opinion
The money is also
moving
now
in our
fixed,
direction.
which is good. So everything is getting fixed now. And you assault this, you assault that. So we are taking over bases after base now. And yeah, also we made a MISC station here with modules of different kind. For example, the Materials Institutes and Climate Institutes here, just to improve what we are using on as Invest on Earth, just to make it a little bit better, even more now. Especially because I still want to somewhat fix the climate if we can, but it's unlikely that we have time for this. So incomes are really nice now, we just need more exotics, so we have to go on the offensive here now. Okay, I'm going to investigate the modules in between. We also are preparing an antimatter station, which is also worth noting. And do we get anything with mining here? Still no. So that we also have a decent antimatter income here. Which might be worth it for the end, so that we have like something like the Pine Torch for the counselor that has to go into the wormhole at the end. But yeah, so 22nd of June, our fleet should arrive now any moment here. Not Titans, the offensive action fleet here. So that's basically has arrived, and now I can investigate the new asteroid bases here. And yeah. And next episode we are going to start with the fight again, and then probably continue fighting from now on, because we are going to start cleaning the asteroid belt. So leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode, where we finally go on the proper offensive.